Scandinavian Bob here, hi. Have you ever wondered about strange issues you have and if they may be caused by porn addiction? Well, after having been involved in the porn addiction community for 14 years now, it's not an exaggeration to say that I have studied several thousand porn addicts. So in this video we are going to take a look at both strange and common issues guys were experiencing back when they were addicted. So let's jump right into it. Guy number 1 says, quote, age 20. As I get older, the more apparent the side effects of this addiction become. Less interest in real sex, isolation, weak erections, less pleasurable orgasms, unquote. Yeah, and so that right there is not a strange situation, but actually a very common thing we see among porn addicts. And the isolation part there is something that really worries me, because loneliness can also feed the addiction. And keep an eye on the isolation thing here going forward, as I think you might be able to spot a pattern. Guy number 2 says, quote, watching porn had a very bad effect on me. It made me sweat enormously. It made me a limbic system on 2 legs with waterfalls pouring out of my armpits. It's hard to explain just how bad it was. Painful both physically and psychologically. As I stopped watching porn, however, the problem faded away. Unquote. Yeah, and so this one is actually a bit more unusual. I personally did not experience this negative effect back when I was addicted, and although I have heard several similar reports, this one definitely goes under the category a bit more unusual. But yes, it can happen. Guy number 3 says, quote, here is a short list of undesired effects that I had due to my porn addiction. Lack of energy, isolation from others, lack of desire to interact with other people, low weight due to fewer and fewer meals, erection problems, desensitization, decreased pleasure while having sex, problems keeping relationship with girlfriend, family and friends, less time to do other things, concentration problems, and lack of interest for life, unquote. Oh man, what can I say except I'm willing to bet most of you recognize yourself in at least some of those negative effects, as these again are very, very common indeed. Except maybe the low weight due to fewer and fewer meals. But yes, I have seen that one many times as well during my 14 years in the community. Let's take a look at guy number 4, whose quote I think many of you will find inspiring. He says, quote, I am 21 years old and I feel like I have a lot of things to make up for all of these last few, mostly unproductive years. To say I became spineless if I indulged in PMO is seriously an understatement. I just became a pathetic excuse for a human being. Too emotional, no confidence, no clarity, could not think straight, and I seriously have gone years living like this. But now I'm controlled, stable, focused, super confident, and have a very sharp mind. And this is only 22 days in. When you quit, you get that unconquerable will, where what would have been huge walls in your past become like knee-high fences you just have to step over, unquote. Yeah, so this is also a pretty common one. I cannot count the number of times I've heard how quitting porn has made guys feel much more secure in themselves and finally develop that masculine spine and confidence. Very good indeed. Guy number 5 says, quote, it is unbelievable what these last 10 years of PMO did to my life. It is absolutely unbelievable. I developed depression, social anxiety, 0 friends, lost an amazing girlfriend whom I was with for almost 4 years, school, job, everything was and still is upside down, unquote. Oh man, that one is so sad, but unfortunately it is exactly what a porn addiction can do. Guy number 6 says, quote, this is why I'm quitting. I have literally run to the washroom mid-foreplay, pulled out my iPod and watched a quick porn video, jerked it a bit, zipped up my pants and ran back to my partner because it takes me so long to get an erection without porn. Unquote. Quote. Okay, so yeah, I think this has to be the very definition of being dependent on porn in order to get somewhat aroused. Think about it, guys. We have this powerful technology nowadays called the internet. And is this really the way we should be using it? To destroy our ability to function normally? I don't know about you, but I personally think not. However, the good news is that once you quit using adult sites, your brain will rebalance and all the issues that were porn induced will reverse. But I'm not gonna lie, it can take some time. And speaking of that, if you're curious how long it will take your brain to fully reboot once you quit using porn, you can try my free recovery time estimator by using the link below. It takes 50 seconds only, and then you get a tailored timeline based on your history and your situation. And okay guys, watch this video next if you want to know why I personally decided to start rebooting 14 years ago. There are some things in there that I'm not proud of, to say the least, but well, just click on it right now and you'll see exactly what I mean. This is Scandinavian Bob signing out for today. Consider subscribing for more, and I'll see you in the next one.